What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Woo! It has been a minute. Looks like the last time I posted a video was almost exactly 5 months ago, all the way back in December. It has been quite some time since I've been here with you guys. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, thank you for sticking with me. Sorry about the long gap in content. If you guys are new here, my name is Svet. I play the mobile game Rise of Kingdoms on Apple and Android. It is a city builder kind of war game that I've been playing for about a year and a half, and I absolutely love this game. I'm obsessed with it. So much that I wanted to share content on YouTube with you guys. What the video is going to be about today is just kind of an account update on my end. Like I said, it's been about 5 months since I've posted a video for you guys. So the first thing I wanted to do when I'm coming back is let you know where my account is. What's been going on, what I'm looking like, what I'm trying to achieve lately, how things are going in my Kingdom 1846, and in my alliance or alliances, Watch It Burn, Light It Up, BIA, and Sin. We've got a bunch of alliances in here now, guys. Anyways, if you like content about Rise of Kingdoms, that's what this channel is for. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I will be putting out content about how I play the game, what I do to maximize value, whether it be free to play or pay to win. I do pay for this game, but I also try to get the most for my money or just get it done without spending money. So hit that subscribe button, guys, so I can show you how we play in the Kingdom 1846. All right, so like I said, guys, this video today is going to be kind of an account update where I've been, I guess in like me as well, but also my account, what I've been up to. I had the holidays come around. We had a crazy KVK in this game, and I decided that it was a good time to kind of take a chill pill on the game. Of course, I never quit playing at all. I took, I think, maybe a day off once. It's really hard to let this game go, and I don't want to. I love this game. I've been playing for a long time, but yeah, just, I was super serious about it. In that last KVK that I showed you guys about 5 months ago, I'm pretty sure I played for like 80 hours straight with just sleeping in the middle of that and eating when I had to and stuff. But a very, very intense KVK. It was a great time, but it was a time for a break after that. So like I said, I mean, I didn't necessarily take a break from playing the game, but making this content takes a lot of time, and you've got to really commit to a lot of events that go on in the game and stuff like that. So I took a little breather. I moved into a new place as well, and I've got a new setup here for making content and stuff like that. So it's just a good time for a break for me. I went ahead and did that. And then in the meantime, we actually built our kingdom up pretty strong as well. We've got, and let me just start here in the kingdom. Again, anybody that's new here, this is for Kingdom 1846. We've got quite a bit of big players, big power alliances at this point now. We are going to try, and what we've been pushing for is to be one of the bigger or biggest kingdoms in the game of Rise of Kingdoms. So just to show you guys our top 4 alliances here right now, we've got Watch It Burn, which was my original alliance here in this kingdom, but since we've gotten so many players come in, that we've had to create 2 or 3 more alliances here that are actually going to be significant power as well. So Watch It Burn is 12.5 billion power right now. BIA, or Burn It All, is 12 billion power. And then we've got Light It Up, which is my normal home alliance, which everybody's kind of trickling back in from Ark, is 9.5 billion. Normally this Light It Up is going to be somewhere around 10.5 billion. So we're going to have 3 alliances over 10 billion. And then we have Sin here as well, the crime syndicate, which is 7.7 billion right now. That'll fluctuate between 7.5 and 8 billion in power also. So we've got 4 pretty major alliances here. Again, it's not how it used to be in my old videos where I was only in WIB all the time and I never really went to other alliances unless it was to pass hop or something. But what we are looking at now is 3 major alliances that we were trying to get to so that we could be in the upper echelon in terms of power of kingdoms in Rise of Kingdoms. So we did accomplish that. Burn It All was actually an alliance that came in all together. So there's a lot of people in there that were new. A lot of these members in BIA were new all together when they came into this kingdom. Watch It Burn and Light It Up and a little bit of Sin have kind of been some of the originals that we had in here. Light It Up is, I'm in there with a lot of people that I was in there with that came from WIB over to LIU. We just simply had too many people come in with too much power, and we wanted to keep good structure and good camaraderie. We didn't want to put all the new people in one alliance on their own, unless, of course, they were coming over within an alliance like that they had already established from another kingdom. But basically, we kind of split up Watch It Burn into two alliances here, which is WIB and LIU now, and then some of that has even started to trickle into Sin, which is Crime Syndicate. Let me check our status here. We've been in and out of Imperium as of late, but let's have a look here and see if we are Imperium. So yeah, we are Imperium, which is great. So that means we're a top 32 kingdom here in the game now. Like I said, our goal has been to be one of the more powerful kingdoms in the game, if not the most. We'd like to be the biggest. We know that there's a lot of serious players, alliances, and kingdoms out there. So we're on our way there, and we were kind of on the teetering point of being Imperium as we brought in more and more power over the last few months. But we are now, and that's kind of where we're sitting coming into the next KVK. We've been having a really, really good time in Ark as well, which I'll get into. But first and foremost, let's just take a quick look at my account. So we'll start with power, just a basic number, 96 million, almost 96.5. So for me, this is my top power that I've ever been. On my previous videos that you guys had seen from me, I've been as low as 55 in these videos and as high as maybe 89 million, I think was my previous high. So I'm feeling really good about this. I'm very, very close to breaking that 100 million point level and becoming Kraken and getting that achievement, the Kraken achievement, which is a great one. I cannot wait to get that. I'll have a video coming out within the next few days of me training and going above 100 million power for my first time. We've got an MGE coming up, which I'm going to go for, at least to try to place in, and I'm gonna go over 100 million for the first time and get that achievement unlocked for the Kraken. And see if I can take a good spot in this MGE. I do play with absolute monsters in the Kingdom 1846, but I'll give it a shot at MGE and see what I can come up with and add some extra sculpts into what I'm doing with my commanders now. Little light here on the kill points still. My account's not young by any means, but it's relatively new compared to the people that I play with, other than the absolute gigantic spenders, but I played with a lot of people that started this game right when it came out, and they've been, spending some good money all along the way, where I've been playing catch up in this game for a really long time, whether it was power or commanders. I was fighting with T4, the very first KVK that I went into. I had T4 and I was fighting a bunch of T5 players. So I've always been playing catch up. So, not that I think that's a bad score by any means. I think that's pretty good. But normally I with this power, if I was scouting another player or if I was looking at another player for recruitment or whatever, and I saw 96 million power and 720 million kill points, I wouldn't be impressed necessarily. Again, it's not bad, but I would definitely want some more kill points at this point in the game. One thing I am really proud of about my account, though, guys, is my dead counts. I'm not sure if I showed this at the end of the last KVK that I was making videos on, but dead count 8.5 million. So I've lost a lot of power to deads. That, I mean, I put it all out there on the field. When it's time to fight and we've got a chance to win, I will kill every troop that I have if we need to. And what was nice about the last KVK that we fought in was we didn't really actually have to kill. I think I maybe took 100 to 200,000 deads in the last KVK. It was super duper easy. We got a little mismatch with some people, and they didn't really want to fight because it didn't really make sense for them to fight. So we did a little bit of fighting, took a little bit of deads, nothing too crazy, which was a nice, refreshing change from 2 KVKs ago where I zeroed myself, then trained another million or million and a half, then zeroed myself again. So it's refreshing for us to just kind of get a breezy win, but we are all ready for the fight to come back in the next KVK, which is exactly how we're setting it up. We're trying to get matched with a few different people, but there's a couple in mind that we're like, all right, we want to get matched against these people, put each other in the same KVK and see who's better, see who can win. So that's my account power. Let's take a quick look at troops. So I've got a decent amount of troops as well. So one thing that's pretty cool here is I do have about almost 1.5 million T4. Really pumped about that. I use them for barb fort rallies when I need to be a little bit faster. If it's a really far barb fort, I'll use T4. And then they're really, really cheap to heal. They're cheap to build, obviously, compared to T5, but they're really cheap to heal too. So that's both with a resource and a speed ups kind of cost comparison. So I like having them. I'm a T5 player. I'm going to fight with T5. The additional damage, power, blah 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 that the T5 do are well worth it, but it's kind of that where I did want to spend some stuff on T4 because if you look at the stats of a T5 versus a T4, T5 is actually only 15 or 16% better. Where the resource cost is, I don't remember the math right off the top of my head, but gold alone, it's like a good 20 times more expensive for a T5 unit, and you're only getting 15 or 16% more stats. So it's not worth it inherently, but when you're playing other people that only fight with T5, you kind of have to have it. So here we are. But if I want to fill some rallies or flags with my T4 and feel better about losing those so my power doesn't drop too much, great. Or if I just want to have a faster march, I can use T4, which is nice too. The total units here is 6.2 million. I do have 900,000 T1 siege, so that number is a little misleading, but nonetheless, I've got a good chunk of troops here. Alrighty, coming into commanders. So I'm getting up there. I want to say I'm at 15 or 16. I'm at 16-ish. Yeah, 16 max legendary commanders, which is some pretty good progress since the last time I saw you guys. Still have some of the same OPs that I was working with before, though. Attila Takeda, timeless, gotta have them. Guan Leo or Guan Alex is probably my best infantry pairing. Then I do have the Ramesses YSG, which is definitely my best archer pairing. And I did actually recently invest in Saladin. So my Saladin is now a 5.5.5.1. I do the Card King for him whenever that comes around. I'm trying to get him finished. I know a lot of people think that a 5.5.5.1 Saladin is fine. I'm sure he is. He's fine right now for me, but I'm not the kind of person that doesn't finish a commander. So anytime the Card King comes out, I am doing the Card King for Saladin, and that's what I'm going to do to finish him. I may invest a few universals into him, but the majority are going to come from Card Kings as those come out. So my main marches right now are Attila Takeda, Guan Leo, or Guan Alex. Actually, probably be Guan Alex, and then I would do probably a Leo Charles or Charles Leo, Ramesses YSG, and then a Saladin Mulan. I will sometimes do an Aethelfeld as well, Mulan, depending on the situation, but Saladin's going to keep Mulan out there for a longer time, and it's overall just stronger, so I do that a lot more. We're also in Ark right now, and we're in the Ark that I cannot use all my commanders, so there's a limit to what I can use, so I'm using a lot of the original commanders as well. So I use a lot of Alex in there, YSG in there, I use Mehmet in there. And so kind of what I'm going for right now on commanders is starting to make a push more towards cav. If you guys have been here for a while, you know my account's been pretty mixed. I've had usually two infantry, 2 cav, and 1 archers, or some sort of mix of commanders and troops. But I've started to press more towards cavalry. It kind of just happened. At first I didn't really want to specialize in a certain troop type, but then I had to do this with Saladin to keep him on the field longer with Mulan. And then Zhang came out. This guy is going to be a beast. I will not talk too much about him in this video, but I am going to max this guy, and when I max him in a video, I will go through each of his skills and how I plan to pair him. But he came out, and I was like, all right, this guy's a must-have. Then I had Saladin, so now I'm like, okay, I'm kind of becoming more of a cav player, so why not just go for it? If that's the way things are leaning, let's just go for being a cav player. So that's kind of where I'm going with my account. I do plan to max Zhang Yu, and I do plan to max Chandra Gupta at some point here in the near future, and then probably William as well. So I'm kind of getting there with cav. That's where I'm at right now. No one else is really sticking out too much to me. I'm not necessarily a garrison or defensive player. I am much more of an offensive or field fighter. So I'm going to be doing offensive rallies or fighting in the field most of the time, whether it's Ark or KVK. So that's what I'm doing now, is focusing mainly on cav and offensive type setups. I know Jadwiga just came out for, she's my MGE that's about to go down, and she's a really interesting, I will say. I'm not too sure on her effectiveness yet as a cav garrison, but we'll see. I'm not really going to be a garrison player, so my focus is going to be offensive cav and field fighter, and that should be good for me. And just a quick update here on my equipment. Let's take a look at Saladin. I don't think I had all this done last time I was with you guys, but I did finish an entire set of Hellish Wasteland armor and equipment. So I got all this done. John Wick's got a video saying that this is not the best setup, of course, which I found out about after I finished this. But I still really, really, really like this set, especially on Attila Takeda. Really love the extra counterattack damage and really love the extra defense that you get with this. Health is great, but 3% is meh. The equipment that that John Wick recommends for cav, you do get a lot more health. But I really, really like the defense and the counterattack damage here for Attila Takeda. So this is my OP cav set that I've been using. My secondary cav set here, I just started because I just kind of started to make this push towards cav. So epic stuff here, some blue stuff. Some of this stuff is my secondary infantry set that I'm using on cav just because I needed it for Ark and stuff like that. My goal is just to start with a full specialized epic set. So I've already got the Dark Lords and the Eset Sufferance. I got to get these spec'd. That spec, then I got to get the boots and then that staff as well spec'd. This second set's really going to follow a lot more of what John Wick said as opposed to what I did my first time with the Hellish Wasteland set, and I do not really want to spend too much on getting a legendary set on this one just yet, because equipment's really expensive. You got to spend a lot of gems to get it done. And honestly, the epic stuff is pretty darn good. And so as long as I have one legendary set that I can rally with, I'm good with that for now. So that's kind of my strategy. My equipment for my infantry is also pretty strong. Not a full legendary set here yet, but I do have 2 pieces of the Eternal Empire here, which are doing great things for me. Would have rather had health, of course, but attack is still good as well. I do have a specialized Shio's Return, so I'm really happy with that one at 10.5% extra defense. And the rest of the stuff is just epic specialized gear, which is still really good, but it's not the legendary stuff. This whole Eternal Empire set is really, really good. I'm happy with this, but this is actually what I'm working on after I finish my second set of cav stuff. Archer stuff, revival set is just really hard to beat. So I've got all 4 pieces here. I get 3 attack, 3 defense. Really happy with this. And then I do have some pretty good trinkets. I've got the coin on him and the pennant. He is one of my main marches in the Ark. Like I said, we are restricted from using some of our newer commanders in the Ark realm that I am in. So I use YSG to just do absolute damage AoE, and the coin keeps him alive a little bit longer because YSG is somebody who gets targeted. Then the pennant helps him do more skill damage as well. So I do YSG Mehmet, and paired like this, he's just doing all sorts of skill damage and a huge AoE, which is great. Let's see, and then I've got a nice mix set here for Aethelfeld or anybody else that needs to be a mixed march or has that leadership tree right there. She's got the windswept stuff, so she's a little bit faster. She's got the book for extra troops, which pairs nicely with her skill that gives a troop buff as well. The leadership tree also gives a troop expansion. So you've got a lot of troops in this march, which is great. Keeps her out on the field longer. Flag makes her faster. This is just a decent setup for her. Really happy with this Trial of the Lost Kingdom. 15% cav, and then 5 and 5 on the other troop types as well. So she's a really, really good mixed march for me when I use her. And the equipment's just, good enough to get the job done. I didn't do anything crazy here. I didn't spend a lot on it. This is good enough for me. I've got a third set of cav stuff here. This, again, is kind of just your decent pair. This is a full windswept with the Vanguard set as well. So this is kind of my speed march set, but I could use this in combat if I needed to put a third or fourth cav set onto the field. Could use this if I needed to. Really just use it for Sao and marching quickly around the field. And so what I'm working on right now, like I said to you guys, is the legendary So I'm trying to build that one. But what I'm doing is I'm saving a bunch of stuff for KVK because I'm going to get some of these newer trinkets in KVK, like the ring or the greatest glory or the horn or the dagger. And so they're all 40 legendary materials, and I've got it ready to go. I can build one as soon as I get the blueprint, and I don't want to build anything until I'm able to do that. So first things first, I am focused on legendary cav set. The first thing I need to get next for my epic cav set next. First thing I got to do is Heart of the Saint here. Cav defense 13%, get it spec, you're going to get 17.5% or whatnot. So I got to get that one done ASAP. And then the boots we're looking at next as well are going to be the Cloud Racer. So that's going to end up being 7.5% there as well. So really excited to finish those. And then infantry, I'm going to be working on that helmet next to get that extra defense of 11% for the Eternal Empire. Again, want to wait so I can build one of these trinkets as soon as I get the blueprint. But that's kind of what I am doing. I'm not decided on these yet. Really depends how my commanders look at the time that I'm ready to actually build this. So they're all really good. I mean, it's really, really tough. I want to say I'm drawn to this one for Attila Takeda, the Ring of Doom. Super drawn to that one because when Attila's skill pops, and if this ring pops at the same time, he's going to be lethal. And then Greatest Glory as well. It's if I had both of these on Attila, it would be nutty. That would be insane. So Greatest Glory and Ring of Doom both on Attila, that'd be ridiculous. Not sure which I'm going to go for. All these are really, really good. Going to depend probably what my best commander pair is at the time. I'll probably get the item that goes best with them and go from there. But we'll see. There'll definitely be a video on that when I get to that point in time. All right, so that was commanders. That was my general account. That was equipment. Let's take a look here at Ark of Osiris. All right. So things have been going well for us. We won 3. Unfortunately, we got grouped here in the playoffs, in the group stage in the playoffs. We got grouped with LIU. So that's my home alliance. That's where I spend most of my time, but I'm still a WIB main core member. So I play Ark with WIB, and we got grouped with LIU. Of course, we had to play them. It's grouped. You play everybody. And we did win. Unfortunately, they could not come out of groups. So this was a tough one because they are a really, really good team. They just had a real tough first match, and then they got paired against us. And we had to win basically for us to move on, so we did, right? Super tough that we got paired with them, but BIA, who's also in 1846, they won 3, we won 3, so we're all moving on. And it's looking like, if I go here, D1 is playing E2, so we are going to play A803. And they've done pretty well. So they've lost only to Raising Empire, so the first place in Group E. So they've done pretty well. So that should be an interesting match. That's going to be next week. Just to show you guys, if you hadn't watched any, these are how our first 3 matches went. Knockout stage. I mean, our qualifiers were pretty straightforward. I don't know what happened in these qualifiers, honestly. I mean, 97,000 points. Okay. But yeah, group stage went very well for us. We've scored in the 50s for all 3 of our matches here, and we're really, really excited for the next stage. Not going to let our guard down because it is one of those things in Ark where if you let your guard down and you lose for 10 or 15 minutes of a match, it's really hard to come back. And if that is your situation, and when you get here to the knockout stage and you lose, you're out, you're done. So we are not going to take this lightly. We are going to keep pushing on hard, preparing hard, and playing the best that we can when the time comes. And yeah, I mean, once we need to win 4 more times, I believe. So we win here, 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 and here. We need 4 more wins to take this championship, and we are absolutely determined to get that done. Cannot wait to see what happens and who we're going to be facing. There's a few teams in here that we definitely have been watching. We're trying to pay attention to how they play. None of this is rocket science. It just comes down to being a good, cohesive team, and we've got a really, really good team right now for this league in Watch It Burn. So super excited for Ark League to finish up and to continue. We'll see how things go from there. In terms of KVK, I don't know enough yet, but I am going to do a power-up video coming up sometime soon, probably within the next day or two when MGE gets kicked off and when we decide to do our training buff. But I will have more details on who we are trying to match. We've been trying to match a few different people, and we've been waiting for a while to get registered so that we could actually match them. We think we've got it done this time. So we did register, and we should know more when we get announcements tonight or tomorrow. And I'll put that information in my power-up video, letting you guys know who we're going to be facing in KVK, and kind of what we did to make that happen and what we're prepared for. You know, if it's going to be what we think is an easy match, which hopefully Lilith is doing a good job this time as opposed to the last time, and they're matching us with people we should be matched against. But I'll have more info on the KVK next time. All right, guys, I know that was a lot. That's my account in a nutshell over the last like five months or so and what I have been doing here. Really still having a great time here. Absolutely been having a blast with Ark and League. It's been a really good time here in 1846, and we are ready for some bloodshed in KVK. Really excited for that stuff too. League is looking like a blast and looking like we've got a really good shot to take it. Again, we're not going to take our foot off the gas or relax or, you know, underestimate anybody coming into the end of Ark here. We're just going to make sure that we play our best game, worry about ourselves, and keep pushing towards that championship. All right, guys, go ahead and subscribe if you like Rise of Kingdoms and you want to hear more about this game. I know this video itself was more about where I've been, what my account's looking like. So not necessarily, bringing a whole lot of value to you guys in this specific video, but I didn't want to just jump back into, event videos or anything like that without at least letting you guys know where I've been at and what my account looks like nowadays. Moving forward, the videos will be much more about fighting, KVK, Ark, events, tips and tricks, how I spend my money, stuff like that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you guys want to hear all about that content. I appreciate you sticking through this video to hear where I've been and what my account's looking like nowadays. Keep loving this game, guys. It's a great game. We're doing a good job of giving Lilith feedback about what we need changed and what we want in this game for it to be worthwhile and worth our money to continue spending. But as always, hit that subscribe button, guys. Like this video if you enjoyed it. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.